Yeah, let's talk about the strike spot that just came out. So we'll see if you want to go watch it. Go ahead, check it out. 7th anniversary special. I got Herb on here, and I'll recap him really quick because he was too busy trying to work and make a living. Um, so there will be a new game mode coming in. They kind of hinted towards it just a little bit.
Okay.
It's going to be a
Yeah,
roguelike game mode, which if anybody's had one of
that's
those
really
before, it
big
should be
now.
interesting. Yeah.
That's really big. That's really big now in a lot of communities, and a lot of roguelike games like a lot of those roguelike deck builder games are
Mhm.
really big in the mobile community right now. Like Balatro and stuff like that, where that's a big hit. That was a roguelike deck building card game that you could play this last year that did really good.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. It's kind of nice, kind of nice, kind of nice. This should be
Right.
interesting. The next big one was the next big bad. So the next big chase we'll be going for is Annihilus.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know much about Annihilus, so that's something I actually have to do some research on. Is I really don't know any lore of Annihilus. That's why it was one of those ones where when I just heard it, I'm like Annihilus. I'm like I don't know much about that
Yeah,
particular.
he's kind of like on the I want to say on the side of maybe Galactus, just a little bit less. He's a pretty powerful pain in the ass. I will say that he is, but having him going up against and seeing how they bring him into Strike Force is going to be really interesting.
Mhm.
I hope he has some type of tie with the Fantastic Four and something with it, but yeah, I'm excited to see how they're gonna pull this off. This one's gonna be
Mhm.
an interesting one to have it,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
there's gonna be a new UI coming. Just like they're prepping it now, but it should be a little bit different than what we're used to, what we're seeing in games. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say an overhaul, but just kind of like an addition ish to the game.
So so
Wayside
so
it.
maybe more like I like the UI overhaul they did recently where on the campaign where we could see how much energy we had in a
Hmm.
sense. I wonder if they're going to update that more, or do something different where our power cores are and stuff like that up top or something like that, or how we access roster maybe, or something like that and everything.
They'll give us some screenshots or something eventually, or they'll just drop it and be like, "Here, deal with it." So,
Right.
I mean, it's not like we got a choice, but I mean, he did. I will say he said one thing that has been on everybody's mind for the last maybe 6 months or so, and he was like, he knows the game has been a little stay with it, and people haven't been having fun, so he wants to
Yeah,
figure
I
out. He
heard
wanted
that.
to figure out a way to
I
get
heard
that.
the end there.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that. I'm great with it. So I hope that I hope he's
Mhm.
planning big on it, and then next thing you know, they'll follow through with it. I think with the roguelike game mode coming in, and then fixing Battle World or updating Battle World to be more of a uh, I don't know. Battle World just says that you should be having a lot of
Mhm.
battles in it. Having 3 battles in those nodes was kind of weak. They should just have a
Right.
butt ton of stuff to do in there. And if you beat it
Yeah.
great, but if not. The big thing was there should be some reason for Null to be defeated more than once.
Right. And
That
like
was
we've been talking about on other streamers chats, your chat, everything. Incorporate power cores. But not power cores, but like orbs, like training orbs.
mm,
Gold orbs. They don't have to be mega gold orbs. They could be the basic gold orbs. You could give us training material orbs. Everybody right now, especially with all the stuff they just gave us with this Mephisto event, for the Mephisto diamonds and everything.
mm.
A lot
Yeah,
of
they have
us got. A lot of us are going to be 105. I think I looked at it. I'm 10K away from being 105. So I should be 105 middle of next week, roughly.
well there's a
And
lot
everything.
that they got in there, but they're giving away, if they could give for every, and I will push for it, every time you beat Null, you get something, even if it's small. But eventually, if you beat
Right.
Null 3, 4, 5, 6 times, that starts to add up, and people will be like, well, let's go in there and start killing this guy. Unlike, JPT will probably do it once and go to sleep, but we could at least there'll be some value into beating Null. There'll be some type of value beating him, and that's kind of what was the claim before the issue with Battle Royale was hitting. Well, how many times can we beat him? It's based on like a leaderboard or something, but that would be interesting to do that. So I would love to see them do it. But
the other thing I also think they need to incorporate into Battle World is some kind of, I don't want to call it a pity system in the sense of the matter, but something that even if you accidentally get an alliance mate who forgets to do the null fight, or something in life happens where they can't log on, there needs to be a backup system that rewards them something for participating all week and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, in case they missed the null fight. Yeah. Because you have to at least face it once, but there could be a point where, hey, you're working out there 16 hours, you're gonna pass out, you're gonna wake up and be like, damn, 24 hours is gone, I missed it. And that could that has potentially happened where people are out there working, enjoying life, but they can't go back there and get it because they didn't participate. We have mentioned something like that with it. We haven't really gotten a response, but I'll bring it up again, so that way we can say, hey, are we just in case, Bob had to go to work and save people's lives at the hospital. He was not worried about beating Null, but is there something that they can get, even if it's just a few shards on it? Like, hey, they get 10 or 20 or something just because they did the other three, missions. The other three, not missions, but the other three zones. Right. As long as they complete the zones, they at least get that. If they can't complete the Null because of, circumstances outside, which is life. Granted, yes, it is a video game. You're choosing to do it, but life comes up and just says, hey, you got to work and I got to sleep. So I can't really do a match because it's not on my mind. So it would be nice for them to I hope that they acknowledge it in some way and say something, but for the moment there isn't. You got to battle Null at least once, but we're pushing for more than once that you beat them and you get some rewards for it.
Right, and that's just something I know I've seen several people comment before about the Null boss. I'll use Valley as an example. Remember, Valley missed Battle War rewards that one weekend because that was when they found the exploit and people were just going off the thing, and Valley never attacked Null that weekend, and he missed those shards that one weekend and everything like that. Because they gave the impression that everybody was just getting all the rewards that week, but they didn't say you weren't getting the Null thing if you didn't hit Null. That was back when they first found the exploit for the revive that was breaking the damage cap and everything.
Well, like I said, I know we've brought it up. It's just whether they acknowledge it or give us something on it. Once they do, we'll spread it out. I'm hoping that they do give some type of inner where you're not going to miss out on the full 100, but you'll get something, because I know they won't give you the full 100, but they'll at least give you something for completing the other zones. And then, hey, you couldn't do it because you're out there, making money, got to do life. So I think it'll be, we just got to find a way to get them to see it, I guess.
But, it's more seeing it from a perspective spot and stuff like that. I did like the fact that they have not decided on what version of these nodes are going to be yet for Professor X. I like that. I like that they're going to at least test it first before they say this is what we're going to do. We're going to test this way, and we're going to test another way. We're going to test it as like an APOC saga, and we're going to test it like a Dark Dimension saga for Professor S. I did like them saying that, because that makes me feel like, okay, they actually are listening to our feedback that we want good PvE content for this. We want to feel challenged. We want this year-long struggle we've had to get to this point for Professor X, that the payoff is going to be well worth our time that we've invested.
Yeah, as long as it's something. I have asked if they could make sure Like, if it is going to be super, super hard, it should be something up there to where, we know the Krakens are going to beat it. Who cares?
Right.
It's the mid gamers and new players that are coming in. If they said it's supposed to be hard, it should be hard. It should kick us in the nuts a little bit, and we either got to upgrade certain characters, or we have to wait till maybe whenever they drop G20, whenever the hell that happens, and then see how that goes.
Right.
But it's, I don't know. I'm waiting for it. I'm excited that somebody is acknowledging the fact that, hey, they looked at it. They want to have interesting, fun content again, and I'm hoping this goes through. They're gonna push it through, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I love that they're saying it, but there's one thing to say it, and then there's one thing to actually do it. So hopefully they do it.
So, I did a couple of parts of the video that I did see, because I did join late when we were already. Path was already talking to them, and it was right about the time they started talking about Annihilus when I joined and stuff like that. That some of the parts of the video felt a little cheesy too. Like nothing against Strike Fox, but that calendar thing looked a little cheesy. And with the way the community gets sometimes about the game not being fun, to say that it's 100% fun in the forecast was kind of like, you're gonna rub some people the wrong way with that.
Yeah, you could rub some people the wrong way, but I mean, somebody finally said it on their side instead of the rest of the players that are doing it. So they've acknowledged it, they've heard it. Now, hey, are they gonna follow through with it and make the game fun with the new game mode that's coming, the roguelike thing for it? I think that's going to be an interesting addition, as long as it is difficult and there is potential for us to beat it. So don't make it easy so everybody can participate and win it and get their rewards. No. You basically simply make it hard, people beat it. That's it.
Right. Well, or in infamous words of a lot of things we've said, fine. You want to play it, beat it. Here's your difficulty slider. Find where you can beat it at the hardest difficulty for your maximum amount of rewards, and stuff like that. Give us. I know we don't talk about loving Duel much, but remember the original Morgan Le Fay saga, where difficulty 10, you could not touch it at that time.
Yeah,
I want to see.
We've been pushing for that. And we've referenced it multiple times of like, look, that was the ultimate demonstration of you need to build up your characters, or you have to wait till we get to G20 and you can beat it. But they slowly backtracked on that shit, and it slowly came down because people were complaining it was too difficult. Well, yes, it's too difficult when you're level 75 and you haven't beaten shit yet. You need to build up your characters up there to do so. I think we just push back on it now of just, hey, build up your characters, get to that point. When you're at that level, it'll still be difficult. It'll still be a little interesting, hard to beat, but you'll finally get through it. But we'll just have to wait and see if they follow through. I'm hoping they do. I know the Brit is hoping they do, because if they don't, he's just going to be stuck doing nothing on that side of the pond. He doesn't really do much anymore.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, we love you, Brit, and no, you cannot spend my power cores. You did you see that in the Doom Discord when I was on Juicy's account and I pulled that 80 drop and they Fly starts talking about wanting to go after my power cores again.
Spend your power cores, shoot! I mean, shouldn't have posted it.
No,
you were opening yourself up.
It wasn't even my account at that time. I was on Juicy's account when I posted that.
You said something, and it just triggered everybody, and they're just like, well, okay, let's just do it.
I'm like, no, I'm on Juicy's account. I can't spend Juicy's power scores. He's saving them for Starjammers.
Well, I don't know. I'm the strike pot. The strike spot was nice that it popped out of nowhere, and nobody really know what was that it was hitting. The 7th anniversary. I like these costumes. People will eventually, I hope, get these costumes. We obviously know the Weaver one's coming first, so that's cool. The fact that, you know, homeboy here, Kevin or Kevina, whichever one you select, is on there just makes me want to die laughing with it. Like
We've
any
always
other
loved
character,
Kevin.
but
We've always loved Kevin. If you're a day one player, you knew who Kevin was day one.
Mhm.
Is Kevin was the original when Marvel Strike Force came out, he was the original Shield medic in the game and every not he was
well, in the ads,
but in the ads
it was actually in the ads.
ads.
Oh, right. All
The
it takes
old
is-
man
oh. You're going in a
Beat the
tunnel. You're
cast.
dead.
no, its phone decided to ring and cuts out Discord. But it wasn't a phone call I needed to take. But the Old Man Logan costume, that's the one I like the most.
This
I
looks
like
this looks cool. I like all of them. They just have that black and gold. They're not just dipped in gold.
Right.
They took some time with it just to adjust the color, and they look great. So I hope we get them. But I think this strike spot gave a little bit more than last time, where they were just talking about what was already occurring. This one, they at least gave us some hints about the future. So a new game mode coming, don't know when. A Nihilist on the way after Professor X, cool. They're testing the stuff for Professor X. Hopefully it's difficult. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully something good will come out of this whole thing. We're praying. We're praying. On this one.